Welcome to my world. We getting it in. Relax, I make this easy, you complicating the meaning. Only time will reveals the method of your believing. Are you friend or foe? I'm getting nervous, you better let me know. If there's a problem, speak now or learn to let it go. Check it, by any means get respected. The lessons, the blessings, all the above. You should select it, the have-nots. Struggle that ain't got, dearly departed. We got some issues to cover, let's get this started. It's the REKK Report.
Yeah, what's going on, y'all? Hey, what can I say? Another one. I kind of had something I had to speak on. It's kind of like my rant, so bear with me on this one. This one's gonna be. It has some. It's a little problematic. Now, everybody knows if you've been watching the news, you know what happened on this TV on this movie set. That a young lady, cinematographer, was killed and a director was shot on set of this movie called Rust with Alec Baldwin. Okay. Now we're at this point now. They're trying to figure out who might be responsible for this accident. Because like I said, I definitely believe it was an accident. But my thoughts about it, by me being in this industry and me being on not just behind, in front of the camera, but behind the camera, it's a lot of, I'm just going to give you my perspective and you go from there. First things first, let's be real. I definitely, my condolences goes out to her family, also to the director's family. I think he's going to be all right. I think he got shot in the clavicle or something like that. But let me just jump right in. Gun safety on set. It's a big priority. It's a big priority. Especially like I've been on quite a few sets, but the set that I'm currently on the most now is Chicago PD. Chicago PD, cop show, a lot of guns, a lot of everything, weapons, a lot of weapons. We have a guy who's not just the consultant, but he's a producer at this point. His name is Brian Luch. This guy, he is so adamant, and he is so, he was a cop for 27 years. So he doesn't play with guns. He doesn't play with them. And I mean, it's parts of the scenes that we actually have to hold guns. We have to point guns, et cetera, et cetera. He has taught us, throughout the years that I've been there, that you never point a gun up. You never point a gun at someone on set or point a gun at anyone. Excuse me. Number two, never put your finger on the trigger unless you're really going to do something. But the thing is, they make sure to train you and school you on those sort of things. Never put your finger on the trigger. Never point that gun, if it's a prop gun, toy gun, whatever gun. You never point it. You never point at someone. You never point up. You never point the trigger. You never play. You never play with stuff like that. That's priority. I've seen people actually get literally chewed out and fired and offset, never to be hired again, because they decided they wanted to play around with a gun and wanted to do, look at this. This is when you weed out the people who head's not right, who mind is not set. They want to play around. It's not a game. This is not a game. Guns are not, game. I've been shot a few times, so guns are not a joke. Bullets hurt. So I'm getting the reports. Like I said, I'm not here to, be judge, jury, and executioner or whatever. But the reality is the first person that's responsible is the person that pulled the trigger. If you decided to raise that gun up and play with somebody, if you were playing and you raise that gun up and you push that trigger, even if it was a blank or anything like that, doesn't matter. Guns are not to be played with. And like I said, coming from experiences, it's not is not a cool thing. And we've had some people, not just I can't just say just props, the prop department or something like that. They actually have, you know, a specialist that all he does, he handles the guns. He handles all the guns. And every time it's I've been on, you know, like I said, on Empire set, PD sets, you know, The Shy, all these people, all these shows, they have a guy that if that gun is going to be loaded, if it's going to be fired, he handles it first. He checks it out. He makes an announcement to everyone on set. This is a gun. This has a live round in it. This is, you know, saying, be aware. It's going to be a gun fired on set. Now, with all that being said, the thing is, you just have to really, really be careful about what you do on these sets. And I mean, in the environment that I am on PD, we have a lot of extras and background and stuff like that. They get a chance, if they're playing cops or something like that, they have a gun in there, you know. And it's been plenty of times, like I said, if you raise that gun up and say, he like, put that goddamn gun down, get your hand off that goddamn trigger. And regardless of his approach or how he's saying it, he's coming from a place that he knows it is not cool to point a gun at someone. So it's crazy. It's crazy to even think that something like that could actually happen in this day and age. So it's man, it is I don't know what to say about it. It's just not one of those things that should be happening. But the way it went down, they're trying to point fingers and say, well, this is part of this. I'm like, let's be real. You know, Alec Baldwin is actually not just the actor on the movie. He's actually a producer. Producers got a lot of weight when it comes down to doing anything. Producers and executive producers, they pretty much do what they want on set. Let's just get that out there. They do whatever they want, which means they can walk around anything, grab anything, touch anything, because their money is involved in it. At the same time, like I said, no one is questioning them. No one is questioning them. No one is telling them, no. And even if they do, they like, yo, he don't like, hey, dude, it's my movie, it's my show, whatever. So who knows? You know what I'm saying? Who knows how, you know, he got his hands on that gun? Like I said, it was a Western. It was guns everywhere. It was guns. Who knows? I'm honestly, you know, thinking, you know, maybe he took it off that prop cart or whatever, and was just like, yo, I can do that. Like I said, I've been on many sets, and the producers, executive producers or otherwise, they, like I said, they walk on sets, but while stuff is taping, they bring their family in and let their family serve, you know, check everything out, and they pretty much have the run of the land. You know, it's pretty. There's no restrictions for producers. You know, you try to, but it's like, hey man, we're filming, but they're like, yo, dude, this is my money. I want to see where this money going. You know, my money going. So I would not be surprised that something had went down, that this was a situation where he just took this weapon from whatever area and decided to walk over, you know, and play around with it. Wasn't cool. Definitely wasn't cool. But like I said, I've seen it happen when it comes down to producers doing whatever they pretty much feel like doing. So that's the problem. That's what's happening. It's just one of those things that you just have to be careful. So like I said, I am just hoping, you know, that they come to some conclusion, but don't try. It's like, stop trying to go to the bottom and say, well, it's no. Start from the top first. It started from the top. So for anybody who put their money in some type of project or some movie or some show, trust me, they're all over the place. You know, and the first thing you see it, you like, oh man, it's the producer. You know, can't really say anything to the producer. You know, you just let them You let them do you, do them. So that's the problem. And like I said, I don't know, somebody's going to eventually get charged for this. So we got to see how that stuff pan out. But don't sit back and start saying, well, the production was this, that, or whatever. And no. Start from the top first. You know what I'm saying? Because let's be real. He's not going to admit that he took this gun and, you know, like I said, and pointed it at someone, which he did, which he should have never did. They should never pointed it, or let alone even pull the trigger. Even if you know, well, it's a prop gun, it has a blank in it or whatever the situation was, you never do that. And for the fact that the two people that actually got hit were the cinematographer and the director, which means only one thing. I mean, he's in the close proximity of these individuals. And the people that I know in that situation, those are the people that are in Video Village. Video Village is the area where they have the little black tent where they have all the screens that they can be able to see how, you know, see how everything is being filmed and everything. They're not actually, you know, out there unless they have to. They go into the little tent so they can see it in the right light, so the cinematographer can see if there's any problems with the shot, if there's problems with lighting, it's whatever. That's what they do. The fact that it happened, and I'm like, dude, if he came in with this weapon and came in with this weapon and was in Video Village and then decided to want to play around and, you know, just point and pull his trigger, yo, that's an individual issue. That's not a group thing. I mean, it's just, that was a mistake. Like I said, not saying that it was purposely done. I'm definitely saying it was an accident. But the fact is, it's something that you don't do. And like I said, in the environment that I work, where there are guns, there are always guns. It's guns. It's a cop show. It's always guns. And the same thing for the movie that he's doing. It was a Western, so it's guns everywhere. Dude, don't play with these guns. And that's what happened. He played with a gun, pointed it at someone, and pulled the trigger. And regardless of if it being a live round, blank, whatever the situation is, you pointed that, and somebody got hurt. A couple of people got hurt. Like I said, let me explain the whole Video Village thing. In Video Village, usually who's in the Video Village? It's the cinematographer, the director, script supervisor, the producers, people who put their money in, they get a seat in the Video Village, so they get to see and watch everything. A couple of the writers, anybody that's directly in the inside of it, inside of the movie intake or whatever, they're inside of Video Village. So it was easy for him to come and go. He not just was the actor, but he was a producer, so he was going back. He can go back and forth, going back and saying how the shot looked, So first of all, yes, he's at fault. He's definitely at fault. He's definitely at fault. Y'all want to say everybody, and I've seen some people online who are quote unquote producers, and when I was as a producer, you got to hire the right people. No, they hired the right people. You know what I'm saying? But he took it upon himself to do something and play around with something because he could. Now, for anybody who's these producers out here, hey, how y'all doing? But the reality is, y'all gotta hold some stuff. Y'all gotta pump y'all brakes, man. When y'all on these sets, y'all money is involved, and I know you have ties to the show or to the movie, but you are basically putting people at risk because you are just sitting up here just saying I can do what I want because I'm the producer. And that's what happened. He's a producer, so he was like, yo, I can do what I want to do. I'm going to grab this gun. I don't got to check it. I don't got to check it. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? I don't think somebody actually gave him a gun that had a live round in it. You know what I'm saying? That somebody gave it to him. Either it was there, it was probably something that was supposed to be fired later. Who knows? But the thing is, I don't think if he did have it, when he did have it, no one told him he couldn't have it. No one said, let me, Let me check that out. Let me check that out real quick. I think that one, or who knows, it probably happened so fast. He probably grabbed it and was like, hey, and look what happened. Somebody had got. We had a scene where we had assault rifles and we had everything, and everybody was so amped up that I'll take a shotgun. I'll take an AK, and I was like, dude, I was telling Kes, dude, calm down. Calm down, dude. It's just a gun. Yo, man, but how I look? I'm like, dude, stop worrying about how you look. Safety. Man, my man had it. They tell you, if you whatever type of gun, you keep it pointed to the ground. You know what I'm saying? Unless the scene, when it's the scene to start, that's when you raise that weapon up and point and do whatever you got to do. You never lift that up. You never have your finger on that trigger. You don't play with anybody that's there and sit back and say, hey, look at me. Look at me. That sort of thing. Not cool. Not cool, and that's what happened. This man was playing with a gun. He was playing with a gun on his movie, on his set, and decided to pull that trigger. And a young woman lost her life. Young up-and-coming cinematographer. Trust me, I got a couple of them that are on my team. I got a top 5 when it comes down to cinematographers. And this is not cool. It's just not cool. Saying the first thing I thought about when something like this happens, I'm just like, damn, who is it? Who is it? I got, like I said, I got a top 5 when it comes down to cinematographers. And I'm like, either any one of them could have been on that movie. And I'm the one, I'm that person. I'm just like, dude, don't point that. And I know out of those five that I'm talking about, they would have been like, yo, dude, don't point that gun at me, dude. Don't point that. Don't stop playing around. Stop. You in the wrong place. So popped up, shot the cinematographer, shot the director, and pretty much now they're trying to pick up the pieces. And it's just, stop trying to, they trying to trickle it down to the bottom first and then work their way back up. No, it starts at the top. If it was some actor who had a random dude actor had the gun, it discharged accidentally, bam, bam, bam. Accident, cool. But the difference is this, he wasn't just an actor on the show. He was an actor in the movie. He was a producer on the movie. So he had his money. He had his money involved in it. So he was pretty much had the lay the lay of the land. He can do anything he possibly wanted on the set, and no one's gonna say anything. He can grab a gun. He can grab whatever he wants to grab or touch on that set because there's money in it. Now, anybody who go sit back here and try to say something different, they lying. They lying. Like I said, I've been on quite too many sets and say, hey, man, who's that? Who's dude right there? Who's that? Oh, that's the producer. That's one of the producers right there. Hey, he over there doing, hey, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? He a producer. He do what he wants to, or she do what she wants to. Like I said, seen it. So I don't know the situation either of him being charged. Somebody they gonna trickle that down, which is not cool. They should get, if he's at fault, he need to go ahead just, hey, I was playing with the gun. I was playing with the gun in Video Village or in the area, I was hanging out with the director and the cinematographers and all the people that are in that space. I'm playing around with this gun. And I pulled the trigger. My fault. Shouldn't be like they're not going to admit fault. Not going to admit fault. Excuse me. Some way, somehow, they're going to write this off. Try to cut her family a check. Try to cut the director or something and say, yo, dude, we don't gotta go down for all this. But somebody lost their life, dude. Mother, wife. That's what I heard out there. She was a mother. I heard she was a wife. Come on, man. And nothing can be done to bring this woman back. But you know, like I said, everybody refers back to the Brandon Lee thing. They learned from that. I remember when that happened. You know what I'm saying? The Brandon Lee thing, when he got popped by, you know, got a prop gun or whatever. He got popped by one on set and died. We talking about almost 30 years now. You know, that happened. I said this was like 93 or something like that. But they've learned from that. And it's been a couple of cats that I know that are, you know, that handle these guns, man. They are on it. They are on it. They make the announcement every take. You know what I'm saying? They'll say, okay, we're going to shoot. The next, okay, we have a live round here. This is a live gun. Be aware. Be aware. Watch out. Watch out. That's what they do. If the weapons are on the table, don't touch those weapons. But guess who can touch those weapons? Who can touch those weapons? The producer can touch them. The producer can grab them whenever they feel like grabbing them and touching them and rubbing them and whatever they want to do. You know, somebody like myself, if it's me, if it's somebody, you know, from production, AD or anybody, they get authorization. They're like, "You, can I touch these?" And then they say, "Well, let me check these out." But all right, you're good. But the producer don't get that, don't need that permission. Producers do what they want to do. So take it for what you want to take it for, man, and say some stuff like, "Oh man, you know, he hired the wrong people." Nah, dude, everything was cool until he pulled that trigger. Everybody was fine until they pulled that trigger. If they had some gripes and stuff on set or whatever, those are gripes. Those are problems. You know, some people left, whatever. The fact is, if they left, some people left, hired some people back, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? He messed around. If the conditions weren't right, nobody was tripping. Now everybody has, oh yeah, it was hectic. It was hectic because somebody decided to pick up a gun, and that wasn't being used or whatever the situation was, and point it at another person. And if it goes off, you got to suffer the consequences of your actions. That I was told that, you know, growing up, like, hey, if you're gonna pull out something on somebody, you better use it. But that's a whole different thing. We're talking about set etiquette. They don't play that. You know what I'm saying? They don't play that. It's so wired in me, because every time I'm on set, especially on the set that I'm on, I got a gun. I don't even take it out. Once it's in my holster, I don't even take it out unless if the scene requires, they tell me to do it, then I pull it out. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody does. If it's somebody else got their gun out, that's their fault. That's them. You know what I'm saying? If somebody else is, the only thing I do is let these people know, like, dude, don't raise that gun up. Don't raise that whatcom up. But it's so many people that are just so jacked up about a gun, having a gun in their hand, that they figure, oh, it's just fake or whatever the situation. Like, you don't know that. And even if it is, why is you playing around with this gun, dude? Why is you playing around? I'm trying to, I don't know. There's no logic in it. And being on sets where guns are kind of a regular thing. You know what I'm saying, on many shows, it's never been a situation where someone accidentally did some stuff or discharged some stuff. It's just, it doesn't work that way. You know, you just have to be careful. And some of these people, they're not careful. Because when you're in a position of, let me say it, oh my God. Producers are in a position of entitlement. They can do what they want to on sets, and they do it. If there's a problem, trust me, if there's a problem on set, then, you know, you go and you say, hey, this person here, this, that. But you can't say anything about, you know, to these people about anything. You might mention some stuff, but you can't directly say, yo, hey, dude, you can't. Nah, that's not, because they like, yo, I got money in this. You know, I'm the producer. I'm one of the producers. That's all we say. I'm one of the producers. So when there's some stuff going on, they got their hand out, or they reaching for some stuff, or touching some stuff, or just in a spot where I'm like, you know, the camera can see kind of right. Can you scoot back a little bit? Can you? And I don't even want to say that, you know what I'm saying? But dude, this is messed up. This is messed up. And that dude, you know what I'm saying, Alec Baldwin, he got to live with that. He has to live with what he did. If he wasn't playing, that would have never happened. Nobody would have said anything. Everything would have been cool. But someone, he had it. Nobody would dare tell him, you know, he can't hold on to it. He can't do it. All this stuff. He's like, my money's in this. I can do what I want to. You think this man as a producer would ask them, dude, check this gun for me? I'm like, dude, I handled guns before. He probably checked it himself. We took it himself and said, oh, whatever. He probably didn't even think to look to see if it was something in there. And he pointed it at someone. That's the problem. He pointed it at someone, and dude, someone died. It is beyond. There's no question. I'm trying to. I can't even find one. All I'm saying is, be careful. You know what I'm saying? Be careful. And this is a thing for anybody who's on anybody's set, dude. Just, if they give you a gun, take it. You know what I'm saying? Tuck it. Do whatever you got to do to it. You know, they tell you to do. Don't sit back and try to want to play around. Look at this, dog. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Because if something goes off, you'll be in them same shoes. And the thing is, they coming for you. They might not even come for dude. They gonna call it an accident, and he not gonna suffer any real consequences with it. But everybody else is the trickle down effect. Everybody else below him, everybody else that's down there are gonna pay for it and say it's your fault. You know what I'm saying? That man need to set up, I don't know, voluntary manslaughter, something. You know what I'm saying? Accidental. It was an accident. We cannot question it was an accident. He probably definitely didn't think it was something in there, and he pulled that. But the thing, he pulled that trigger. How many people were locked up now for accidentally shooting someone? Accidentally, meaning, you know, I was playing around with the gun, and it went off. Man, it just came to me on situations growing up. I had a similar kind of situation. I'm playing around with this gun. And I actually, you know, raised it up. And then luckily some stopped me. And I was like, let me stop playing with this. Let me stop playing with this. Realized it was a full clip in there. And if I'd have did it, and I would have, the person right across from me would have got. And I could plead accident all I want to. They don't care. They locking your ass. They would have locked my ass up. And I'd have had a murder one or an assault charge over some stuff that I did accidentally. And I'm sitting up here trying to figure out, oh, why did I do that? That man, yeah. Do whatever you got to do. Charge him. Do whatever you need to do. But the thing is, it shouldn't have never happened. Like I said, my heart goes out, you know what I'm saying, to her, to this cinematographer. My heart goes out to the director. You know what I'm saying? These are people that I hold true to heart, man, because they are good people. They, you know, man, without them, wouldn't be no movies, wouldn't be no TV shows. I mean, they're one of those major pieces. So You brought that ruckus in that space. And these people, lost their lives, or this person lost their life. The other person's gotten, just seriously injured. Yo, I just wanted to speak on it. That's about it. Like I said, y'all can take this, run with it if you want to. Come with your own, your own conclusions. Leave comments. If you good with it, like it, subscribe. Share it and pass it on, because it should be a discussion. And I'm just going by my experience, on set. Like I said, being not just in front of the camera, but being behind that camera, and being in plenty environments, plenty set environments that I have to handle, that I have to have a gun, that I have to have, handle a gun, and how they treat it. It should have never happened. This man, dude, it should have never happened. You know what I'm saying? Somebody has to suffer the consequences for this. You can't don't play with guns on set. Just what I'm saying. Don't play with guns. They give you a gun, or they put a gun in your hand. Do what they tell you to do. Don't do anything extra. Just do what they tell you to do. Call it a day. If it's something that you can't handle, let someone else do it. Like, I don't think I can handle the responsibility of having this gun and not playing with it. Could you let somebody else should do this? So I can't even put it on age. I can't even put it on, dude, it should have never happened. Should have never happened. They needed Luch. They needed Luch. They needed you. They needed you on set, man, because, you don't care. He doesn't care how, if you're a producer, if you're a celebrity, he don't matter. All he care about is the safety when it comes down to them handling them guns. For this man being a cop for 20-something years, this man, he's like, he don't play. Like I said, people that got fired in a millisecond because they decided to or do some stuff like this or play around. Man, I don't care who he was. He was like, dude, I don't care if this is your stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is a safe environment. This is how I keep things safe. So, you know what I'm saying? Give these producers, man, they need some type of restrictions, man, to say, yo, man, hey, you can't do that. But no one's ever, I'm like, in the history of film, no one's going to say that. No one's ever going to say, yo, that's a producer. That's an executive producer. Say something that they don't want to do. They not going to do. They're going to be like, yeah, all right, cool. You're fired. You're out of here. This is my show. I do what I want to. This is my movie. I do what I want to. So anybody that's a producer, y'all know how y'all is. Y'all know how y'all act. If you put your money in some stuff, you figure you can do whatever you damn well please. It's unfortunate. But anyway, like as always, be safe. Don't start no trouble. Unless it's good trouble. Try your best to enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your life. And for all my people in production, all my actors, everybody, man, props, everybody in all these departments, keep doing the best that you know how to do. Because trust me, when stuff like this goes down, they never go to the top. They do the trickle down and say it's because of these other people that this person did what they did. No. That person made the choice to do this. Made that choice. He did this. They did that. Didn't have to. Didn't have to even play around, but did this. And all the consequences, all that stuff comes with it. On that note, be safe. I'll see you when I see you. The grind is real. Like I said, if you like it, hit the likes, subscribe, share it, share this. and let people know, man, you know, we're not just there, man. We see it all. And the cool thing about it, I observe everything. I try my best to watch everything, especially when I'm on set, because I gotta watch, you know, I gotta watch the watchers. Because stuff like this shouldn't have happened. It should never happen. It should never happen. And dude, it's not cool. Y'all be safe. See you when I see you. The grind is real, as always. Hey, REKK City Podcast. Like, subscribe. I'm posting this like immediately. Once I'm done, immediately. So take it for what you want to take it for. Listen, hear my words, heed my warnings. If you're ever on a set, don't touch them guns. If you see them, don't touch them unless they give them to you. Still, you keep it on the ground. You keep it pointed down. You don't put your finger on that trigger. You raise it up when they tell you to. Don't play around with the next extra or the next actor and say, "Oh, check this out. Yeah, look at." Dude, don't ever. And I mean, we ain't talking not just with sets, but in life, dude. Don't ever point a gun at someone. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever. You know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? So that's about it. That's all I got on it. That's all I got on it. I got to sit back and try to, you know what I'm saying, finish this rest of this day. Be safe.
REKK Report.